Hey guys, it's Landon Blake from Redefined Horizons, and in this short video, I'm going to show you how I do some of my task management in Trello. And Trello is a little web-based app, project management / task management app. And if you guys are on my YouTube channel, you'll know I've done some videos before on how to use Trello for project management. So today I'm going to show you how I use Trello for task management, and I have basically two boards that I use to do that, and they're both starred. They're my starred boards. So, and if you don't know, if you star a board in Trello, it'll pop up to the top here in your starred section. So I just keep these two boards starred, and so I'm going to walk you through these two boards today. So the first one is what I call my task management board. Okay. And so we'll open that up. And so I have a series of lists here, and I try and follow what's called the Kanban method of task management. And in that system, you basically have all your tasks for today and then tomorrow. So those are kind of the two lists that you keep. And I've modified that just a little bit, and I'll explain how I do that. So I'm just going to walk you through the lists here across the top. So I break out my list into two. There's a pair for each of the main Kanban categories or groups. So, for example, in the today category, what I like to do is I like to split out my tasks for work, my day job here at Guide to Surveying, from all the other stuff that I do. Okay, so you can see here my very first list is Guida tasks for today. So these are the things that I want to work on today at Guida that I'm going to try and get accomplished today. And I do a couple things with the cards in this board. One is I try and put in a prefix if it makes sense. So, for example, all my Guida tasks get a Guida prefix. And then they also get a label. So I have a Guida label that goes on here. And I have some other labels. So everything gets a label and a prefix, hopefully, if I'm being disciplined. And then so this list here. So these are my Guida tasks in the first list for today. Then in my second list, this is all the other stuff that I want to get done today. And you can see I've got abbreviations. So RH, that's my abbreviation for Redefined Horizons. That's my prefix, and they have their own label. Then I have just odds and ends stuff I want to do. That's in yellow here, and it should have this prefix called my stuff. That's the prefix I'm using for those. And then I do some volunteer work for an organization called the American Council of Engineering Companies. And so I have a couple things on here that I need to do for that, and it gets its own prefix and label. Okay. Now, the idea with this method, the Kanban method, and I don't do a good job of this and need to be more disciplined, but the idea is you only put stuff on your list that you're going to get done for that day. So, like, I've got way too much stuff on here, right? Like, I'm not going to get this done today. So I need to move some of this stuff over to my tomorrow list. Okay, so you really try and be realistic about what you're going to get done for the day. And then as you get things done, you pull stuff off these lists for today and you move stuff over from your tomorrow list. Okay, so here's my list for tomorrow, Guided tasks for tomorrow. Okay, and you can be a little less disciplined about this list. So this is just kind of your hopper or your holding spot. Okay, for your tasks. And you're going to pull stuff off your tomorrow list to your today list. And again, I split my lists up into a pair for this category. So I have Guided tasks for tomorrow. Then I have all my tasks that I want to get done tomorrow. Okay. Now, there's another way I modify the Kanban method a little bit. And that is I have this other list. I try and also keep my tomorrow list fairly realistic. But there'll be times when I'm driving to work or I'm laying awake at night and I can't sleep. I'll think about things that I want to get done at some point. And so I have these lists. I call them tasks that will never be done. So these are things that are not high priority for me, but that I don't want to forget. And so I'll throw them in these lists. And then occasionally when I get my tomorrow list thinned down, I might pull some things over from these lists of things that will never be done. But they're low priority. And oftentimes my tomorrow lists stay full. I notice that should be capital letter. Okay, and then finally, I have over here the stuff I get done. So as I get items done, I'll move them over to this list, completed tasks. And I use this, for example, at work to do my timesheet. And then I go in probably once every couple days and I'll delete all the cards off this list. And so the way you do that, you just click on the card and hit delete. Okay. And then I have this one other list called pending tasks. I'll actually move it over one. And this is for stuff that's in progress. I've started but not finished. And I try and keep these tasks bite-sized when possible so that I don't have cards on this list, but that doesn't always work out. So I'm just going to come in real quick and show you how I clean up my today list, okay? So there's some things on here that I already got done. So for example, this task is done. So I'm going to come in here and say move, put that on my completed task. Let's see. I need to work on all those. And then let's see. I think I have all these to do still. So there's nothing really else I can clean up on those. And like I mentioned before, I do go in occasionally and clean out these lists for tomorrow and tasks that will never be done, just to make sure that what I've got on those, what I have on those lists is still relevant. Okay. So that's how, this is kind of my master task list. Now I have that other board that I use. It's a related board. This is called Taking Care of Business Every Day. Now I don't mingle cards between these boards, so they are unique, and I'll explain here in a second. So I'm going to open this board up. Now this board is a board I use for tasks that I need to do every day and every week, so they're kind of routine tasks. And the way I do that is I have a template set up, okay, with some checklists. Okay, and so what I do is when I come in here at the beginning of the day, I'll copy this template. So I open the card for the template and I copy it to the day of the week I want. So tomorrow's Thursday, and I say create card. Okay, now I've got a new card on Thursday. Okay, except you know what? I copied the wrong template. Let me redo that. I copied the weekly template. So open the daily checklist template here, say copy, and we're going to, tomorrow's Thursday, so we're going to create that card for Thursday. Now I've got a new card here. I just come in and take this off, take off the template. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead. Today's Wednesday, so I'll open Wednesday's card. And so I have two checklists on my template. I have high priority tasks. This is stuff I try and get to every day. Okay, and I have low priority tasks. And I generally try and do this. I try and get to these items at the top before lunch if I can. I don't always get to do that depending on my day, but that's what I try and do. Okay, so I'm going to just go through. We can mark off what I've already got done today. So I check my calendar for upcoming events, fill out my mileage log, track my mileage for work and business and my business. I have an expense log for work that I need to keep up to date. I try and stay on that on a daily basis. I have a whiteboard for proposals at my day job that I want to keep up to date. I have a job board, whiteboard for jobs that I try and keep up to date. I also have a Trello board for proposals that I want to make sure is updated. And then I have my project management pipeline in Trello. Want to make sure that gets updated every day. I try and keep my contacts up to date in MailChimp and Full Contact, which is a online contact application I use. So when I get business cards or emails from people that aren't in my contact database, I try and maintain that. And then before lunch, I always try and do at least part of my timesheet, morning timesheet. I'm not very good at that. I need to do better. I try and update clients on the status of their projects. And then I add current and upcoming tasks to my project task lists. And that's we just looked at that on the other board. So I want to make sure that I look at each of my projects, where they're at in the pipeline, and then add to-dos or tasks to my main task management board that we looked at the beginning of the video. Okay, and so I've done all of these things today except for these two things. So I still need to do my timesheet. It's 2:38 and I haven't done my timesheet. Told you I wasn't very good at that. And I need to go ahead and take care, look at my project management pipeline in Trello and add tasks to my to-do list. Okay, then I have this other, now you notice as I tick those items off, it'll tell you here I'm 82% complete, okay? Down here I have kind of low priority tasks. So these are things I do not get to every day. In fact, I don't get to them most days, but if I find myself with 30 minutes or an hour at the end of the day. These are things that I would like to do more that I don't get to, but they're on my list. So reach out to business partners, professional contacts, post some updates on social media, clean out my Gmail, check the forum at our local surveyors association. There's a couple other forums I like to check occasionally, manage my send email, and I rarely get to check these boxes. But these are more like goals. These are goals for daily tasks. Okay. Now I also have a template and a card for weekly tasks. So these are things I like to do every week. Okay, so I've got we're a union company at Guide to Surveying, and so I want to make sure my guys are keeping up on their classes. They have weekly classes, so I try and do that once a week. I want to make sure that they've turned in their timesheets for the week so that my administrative staff don't get cranky. Okay. I like to try and do at least one update to my personal website a week and one update to my LinkedIn profile. Those are kind of my goals. So I've only got 4 things here. It's not too bad, but I try and do these once a week, and so I'll check those off as I get them done. Okay. So those are the 2 boards I use. So this taking care of business every day, those are things I try and get done every day, usually in the morning. Same thing, everyday routine tasks. Task management is just odds and ends, one-off items. And as you can see, I've got a lot of stuff on here, right? So this never ends. But there's no way I would keep track of this without something like Trello. All right, this video went a little long. I'm at about 12 minutes. I try and keep them to 10. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I really encourage you to use Trello. They've got a great free plan. I pay for the professional plan, which is about $10 a month for each user, but it's got a great free plan, and it's a really cool tool. They've got a new desktop application now and an application for your smartphone. So definitely check Trello out. Thanks for watching, and we'll do some more videos on Trello, and hopefully you guys will catch those. Thanks.